Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. Thank you all for joining me. I am very, very disappointed in Denzel Washington. Yeah, as the title of this article says here, you know why. Because apparently, uh, he just revealed in an interview that he had a gay kiss in the movie Gladiator 2. And that scene, supposedly, according to what he said during his interview, was axed, cut out of the movie. Gee, I wonder why. Let's get right into this video here. Let's get right into this article. And I'm going to express to you my opinions in two areas on this. But this is disappointing to me. And I'm going to tell you why I'm disappointed. Actor Denzel Washington says he, quote, kissed a guy full on the lips in the 2024 movie Gladiator 2, but that the queer scene ended up being axed from the film. I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it out. They cut it. I think they got chicken. Washington, who plays, I don't know if I can pronounce his man's name, Macrinus, Macrinus, Macrinus in the Gladiator sequel, told the LGBTQ focused media company Gladiator in a recent interview. So for him to go on a show that focuses, first of all, to be interviewed with that, with a media conglomerate that focuses on that particular lifestyle, it's very surprising to me. And please correct me in the comment box about this, because this is totally off to me. Okay, but I'm gonna get into that. I kissed a guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that, the actor elaborated. Wow. Washington went on to reveal, quote, I killed him about 5 minutes after the gay kiss, adding, it's Gladiator, it's the kiss of death. So that seems to suggest that perhaps his character in the film, in terms of context, did this kiss in order to mislead the other character whom he was going to kill. But regardless, that's beside the point. It remains unclear which of his co-stars Washington kissed while playing Macrinus, a ruthless Roman businessman in Gladiator 2. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there because it's pretty straightforward. You can read the rest of the article in the description box below if you so please. But it's pretty straightforward. The article mentions something about another actor that did another scene that may allude to being a gay scene. But here's my deal. Disclaimer. First, disclaimer. This video is not an attack on anyone's lifestyle. Okay? I don't want to get any of that. This is not an attack on anyone's lifestyle. You're an adult. You do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. Okay? All right? Even though I don't support that and I believe it's a sin, that's what I believe. Okay? People gonna choose to live the life they want to live. So this video is not about that. What I want to express is my disappointment in an actor like Denzel Washington. Now, correct me in the comment box below, but I don't know of any movie that I've watched from Denzel Washington where it even remotely alluded to him doing anything, regardless of the context, that had to do with homosexuality or the gay lifestyle or anything gay. I don't know any movie. Please correct me in the comment box if you know about it. Some obscure film that he did when he was 15 or 20 or whatever, or acting school. I don't know. Okay. Every character that I've watched Denzel Washington in, okay, has always been a strong male character. When you would see Denzel Washington, whether he was playing the bad guy or the good guy, when you saw Denzel Washington, you saw an alpha male. You saw a strong male. It is almost like he's taken down from that role by doing this particular scene that was clearly axed or cut out of the film for reasons I'm about to get into, in my opinion, that I think was legit. Okay, to do this is a disappointment to me, because what that suggests to me, after having played all these types of strong alpha male roles in the film, what that suggests to me is that either he was always like this and hid it. Okay, even what I mean by always like this is like, well, I believe now, I have no problem with it. I can play that kind of role if I need to. Or he's desperate for money. At any rate, no. This is a disappointment. And to me, as a person who admires Denzel Washington as a strong male actor, who played roles that were always strong men, whether he was a good guy or the bad guy. But in addition to that, it also alludes to the fact that they cut the scene out because whoever put the scene in there, once it was being reviewed for editing, they said, wait a minute, rather, the editors probably looked at it and said, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? How the audience going to react to Denzel Washington kissing this person full on the lips? Regardless of what character or the Denzel Washington is playing or the context, the fact that he's kissing this person full on the lips will get audience members who admire or probably bother audience members who admire Denzel Washington as an actor and admire the roles he tends to play so well. Let's cut that scene out because it more than likely would affect the box office. In my opinion, they did the right thing. Okay. Here's the deal. This is one of the reasons why Hollywood movies are failing so much right now. We got the movie, what was it? The Joker Part 2. It's actually pronounced in French, but I don't speak French. I'm not going to even say it. But Joker Part 2 failed miserably here in the States at the box office and was beat out by a low budget, independent, very brutal, very gory horror movie called Terminator. Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3. Yes, I saw that. I'm a horror fan. Yeah, I know that's an oxymoron for a lot of people, but I'm not going to defend myself on that. That might be it for a separate video. I actually thought about that. Yeah, and beat it out. Why? Why did this low budget, obscure movie that was produced for $2 million gross $18 million on its opening weekend, and so far has grossed over $70 million. $70 million world globally at the box office. And the Joker Part 2 is just now it's not having been able to make a break even in the States and in over globally. Well, I'll tell you why. And I didn't see the Joker 2. Didn't want to see the Joker 2. I saw Joker 1. I saw parts of Joker 1, and I couldn't really get into it. It was just too depressing to me. It was just too depressing, and it wasn't true. The actor did well. He did very well, but I just couldn't get into it. It was just too depressing. Well, I'll tell you what the reason could have been that Joker 2 failed, even though I did not see it, okay? But people have reviewed it. I've watched reviews from people. Many people have reviewed the film and said that the movie, the producers, the writers, the directors decided to make it into a musical. Now, anyone who's seen the first Joker knows that it wasn't a musical. You take the sequel and you make it a musical? Now, there's nothing wrong with being creative and adding little bits and pieces to the sequel or whatever that shows your stamp of uniqueness on the film. That's what you're supposed to do with a sequel. You put your parts in it. If it's from a different writer and a different director, you put your style in it and put little elements in it that makes it uniquely yours, but you also respect the original. They didn't do that with this one. They made it into a musical, and I've watched many reviews. Only one person actually liked Joker 2. Okay. But everyone else didn't like it. And they mainly didn't like it because they made it into a courtroom musical drama. In other words, you gave audiences something they didn't want, whereas Terrifier 3 gave audiences what they want, particularly those audiences that like the Terrifier movies. And now word has gotten out about Terrifier 3 that you have people then got it spread out about how good it is. Yes, it was good. I loved it. In my opinion. Other people who are not horror movie fans are going to see the movie. That's the direct opposite of Joker 2. Why? Because you gave people what they didn't want. Hollywood, wake the heck up. Stop pushing these agendas on people. If I was a filmmaker and I decided to push certain morals and values in my movies, like the Bible and Jesus and holy living and all of these type of things, okay, in a positive way, not these movies that make Jesus look bad and Christians look bad. I'm talking about in a positive way. I guarantee you these Hollywood producers and directors wouldn't want me to do it. No, you pushing religion on you. You know, which is a bunch of nonsense anyway, because The Passion of the Christ was a huge hit, but that's another story, and I digress. There's different reasons for that. It was all about Jesus, okay? Well, I could argue the same thing. You pushing your agenda on me as a moviegoer. These films are going to continue to fail at the box office, and Hollywood is going to continue to fail if they keep pushing this type of stuff on the people. Let me tell you something. Let's keep it 100. Let me make myself perfectly clear here, like Kamala Harris always said. Let me make myself perfectly clear here. Number one, I can say it again. I'm not against. I don't care what people do with their lifestyles. Okay, that's your choice. But when people go to the movies, they go to the movies to be entertained. They don't go to the movies for someone to push something on them that they don't want. Most people that go to the movies, let's keep it 100. Most people that go to the movies are heterosexuals. They are. They don't want to go to the movies and see these kind of concepts and stuff in movies that have become an intricate part of the plot. They don't want to see that. Quiet as it may be kept. They may not say anything. They may not debate against it. The only thing they'll do is they won't go see the movie. Especially if you're out in the front with it, okay? Because they sense that's what's being pushed on them. They don't want to see that. Give the people what they want to see, and you'll make money. That's not homophobia. That's just the way it is. This is one of the reasons why I believe the Chucky series is failing. Although the Chucky series was taken off air. Although they won't say why. Okay. But here's the reason I believe personally, in my opinion, in part that it was taken out, because it was making a lot of people was viewing it. But I guess the viewership went down, and I guess, but here's the reason why I think they might have taken it down, taken it off air. And I'm speculating. It's because the main character, aside from Chucky, is a young boy who's gay. Now you may say, okay, what a big deal. Why would you make the main character? I think he's a preteen or teen, whatever. He's young. I know that. He's not an adult. Why would you make him gay? They can't argue and say, well, that's the reality. That's a part of it. It may be, but it's not the norm. It's not. Why would you make that main character gay? And then there were scenes when I first started watching it. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance. Because I heard myself, let me give it a chance. Let me see what the deal going to be. There was a particular scene where one of the episodes where the main character, the boy's boyfriend, comes through the door and he grabs him, and I think they started kissing on it. And I cut it off. Said, no, that's it. From that point on, I stopped watching it. Here you got two teenagers. Are you serious? Are you serious? What about him just being a regular boy like in all the other Chucky movies, like Chucky 1, Chucky 2, Chucky 3? These were regular adolescent boys. Why didn't you just make it like that? You had to make him that way. Why? I can only surmise that you're trying to push and normalize something that is not normal. It's not. I don't care how people put it, it isn't normal. Stop trying to normalize it, because you're going to feel it and see it at the box office. That's how the people fight back. They fight back not by protesting. They fight back by saying, I ain't going to pay to see this. They fight back by saying, I'm not going to watch this on TV. And you get cut off. Nobody watching. What you going to do with it? You can't keep it on there. It costs money. Cut it out. That's how you get them. So I stopped watching. I was like, I don't want to watch this. Come on, man. And it would have been good. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. And so I wanted to talk about those two aspects. Denzel Washington and my disappointment at what he did. Okay, regardless of his reasonings, that's just my opinion on it. He was one of the few actors out here who are representing strong male characters in movies. Okay, whether you're playing the good guy or the bad guy, or the bad guy. Okay, they were strong males. And to have him do that, no. So I expressed disappointment, and then I expressed disappointment in the fact that or I won't say disappointment, but I'll say I commend them for cutting that scene out because they figure this is going to have a negative effect on viewers that admire Denzel Washington, and it might have something. It might affect negatively the box office. Okay, but at any rate, Hollywood, wake up, stop making movies like this. Stop making movies like this. You're going to always suffer if you keep making movies like this. You're going to always suffer. And rightly so. I don't like Hollywood. I really don't. I don't like Hollywood movies. The Hollywood of the day, I just can't get with them. The 70s and the 80s, and I would even say some of the 90s, it was cool. But after the 2000s, they start pushing all this other stuff that's not normal, and it's not. They start pushing this stuff, and I'm like, I just stopped watching them. I hate Hollywood movies now. I hate them. I'm an independent person. When I say hate them, I'm talking about I hate the movies that they push. These movies suck, and that's one of the reasons why they keep failing to the box office. It is what it is. But I wanted to say that because this is just crazy. This is just insane, and this is infecting everyone. It seems like it's infecting everyone. It's for Denzel Washington to do that and then have a nonchalant attitude about it. Somebody tell me in the comment box something I missed about him. Because now that I know this and the fact that you did it, I'm not going to be able to look at him the same way. I'm not. It's just not going to be the same. It's just not, man. That mentality and spirit is affecting everybody now. And it's anyway, that's what I had to say about it. That's my stance on it. I'm not changing. People can say what they want to say. It is what it is. I'm going to be with the Lord anyway. I ain't worried about it. What's your thought on this? Leave your comment in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.